All right, guys, we're entering a phase where we're now getting away from the specific hardline grammatical stuff. Now we're just going to focus on writing a really long paper. Um, Now the funny thing is that I don't really like to use the term paper for this assignment because I want you to think a little bit outside the box on that, and that's what today's lecture is about. I'm going to attach a few handouts about a word called genre. Now, genre is something that should be exciting for you, especially if you haven't heard of it before. Let me give you an idea of what genre is. Genre is the idea that what we're writing actually has a function. It belongs somewhere. It does something. And most importantly, there's an audience. Now, audience is a very difficult thing to sometimes wrap your head around. And the reason being is because high school never got around to teaching you about audience. You guys write papers, you write assignments, and who are you writing them to? You're writing them to me. Now, when you get out of this class, are you going to be writing to me? No, never again. You will not be writing anything for me after this. It's over. It's done. So it's not expedient for you to write for me. You need to write for somebody else. You need to write for someone who's real. Let me give you an example of what one of the students in my other classes is doing, so maybe this will make a little bit more sense. I have a student who's done research just like you guys have. He's thrown together source reviews just like you guys have. And he's done it all on the history of Sapelo Island. Now, here he came and he talked to me, and we were trying to figure out what can he write with this, because I've got my face-to-face classes pretty deep into genre. Here's what we came up with. He wanted to split it into 3 sections. The first section is going to be about the history of Sapelo Island. The second section is going to be about the wildlife of Sapelo Island. The third section is going to be about the economy of Sapelo Island. And we talked and we outlined all this stuff, and I said, well, who do you think you're writing to? And he said, maybe a traveler. And I was like, yes, yes, absolutely, a traveler. Now, what is a traveler going to want to know? They're going to want to know about the place, and they want to know whether they want to visit it or not. Therefore, we want to have historical stuff in there. We want to have wildlife, vegetation. We want to have the economics. So from there, we identified travelers. He's writing to travelers. He has to do things that will appeal to travelers. From there, I asked him, what is it you're writing? And it was easy. He's writing a traveler's guide. He's writing an article that would appear in a traveler's magazine trying to convince people to visit Sapelo Island. That is the essence of genre. Now, in my English 1101 classes, I typically do a lot more with genre. Because this is English 1010, I'm going to let you guys play a little bit more. I'm not going to be as stringent on the rules of genre, and I'm not going to make you do a lot of very developed genre material, but I do want you to do this. I'm going to attach a whole long list of writing genres today. Let me give you an example of some writing genres. We have magazine articles. We have travel logs. We have biographies. We have profiles. We have, let me think, there's so many of them, it's like bewildering. We have memoirs. Memoirs are very good, especially if you've had personal experience with whatever it is you're researching. Dialogues, where 2 people are talking and you make a little thing where they dialogue. A play, that's kind of creative. I'll help you with that if you want to play with stuff like that. But like I said, I'm going to attach a link with a whole bunch of these writing genres. Before we get to picking a genre for your paper, I want you to do something even more important. I want you to look back on all the research that you've done for the source reviews, which I'll have graded next week, okay? Why do I keep doing this? This is stupid. Anyway, I want you to think about the stuff that you want to write about, your topics. I'm going to pay very close attention to this forum because I need to really clarify some of this for you. But I want you to write me a paragraph, a really good long paragraph telling me who would read what you're writing. Who would be interested in it? If you're doing something about local industry, it might be people who are looking for jobs. If you're doing something about technology, it would be somebody who's interested in technology, somebody who's thinking about purchasing a product. Come up with a really good description of whoever it is that's reading what you will write. I want you to give me a full paragraph about them. From there, we can move into the first draft of the big research paper. This is all we're doing for the rest of the class. We're writing this paper and we're revising and we're going back and we're redoing everything that we've done. So for this week, give me a description of your audience. Next week, I'm going to ask for a full paragraph of your paper, and I'll give you more directions on that next week. If you have any questions, go into the course lobby, send me an email. We'll go from there. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.